All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's here. It's finally here. What everybody has been waiting for. I'm so excited to announce that Star Wars has become so progressive, so stunning and brave that the galaxy far, far away has changed the entire English language, or the language that they were using, apparently, because I guess it doesn't matter. They changed the language and they now have adopted modern day into the equation, where now, instead of using descriptive actions such as pronouns, they're now going to take those description actions and they're going to make them into titles, which is what everybody does. So now, apparently, according to Bounding Into Comics, the headline reads, "The Acolyte Episode 4 officially introduces pronouns to live-action Star Wars," ladies and gentlemen.
People have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly...
You're offended?
Into it. No.
Now, listen, I know what you guys are thinking, okay? I know exactly what you're thinking. You're as excited as I am, you know, as an old Star Wars fan, and as I know a lot of you guys are as well, of the original Star Wars. Trust me, I know that this is the moment you've been waiting for, when everybody was like, yep, it's time to get Star Wars back on track and get it back to what it used to be. Pronouns was one of the leading things that was definitely going to get us there, without a doubt. And I'm glad to see that Episode 4 has finally done what they said they were going to do since the beginning, which, hey, we're going to make Star Wars as gay and female as possible. And they pulled it through. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before you do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. In confirming the second main non-lesbian Space Witches related tease provided by Film Threat founder Chris Gore, which, by the way, Chris Gore was on point when it came to the leaks about the Acolyte. He's been right about everything. So it definitely helps his credit when it comes to stuff like this. About the new direction in which the series would take the overall franchise, the Acolyte officially features the first instance of proper pronoun usage in a live-action Star Wars production. Much to the dismay of fans, said moment of pronoun awareness came roughly halfway through the Acolyte's fourth episode. They should have did it in the beginning. They should, hey, just go right into it. Like, don't wait till the halfway point where most people are sleeping anyway. Like, just go for the gold. Day, the episode's called Day, courtesy of series protagonist Osha Amandla Stenberg. Of course, Amandla would be the one to do the pronoun shit. Of course it would. Agreeing to help him and his crew in their mission of stopping the sister Mai Stenberg from executing the remaining Jedi who she believes were responsible for the death of the witch coven they grew up in. Osha soon finds herself. Wait a second. They killed off the lesbian witches? Is that a thing? Hold on. Let me reread that. The remaining Jedi who she believes were responsible for the death of the witch coven they grew up in. The lesbian witches were killed off? Why did nobody tell me this? That's the best part of the app. What? Nobody told me, because I'm not watching the show, so nobody told me that the lesbian witches get killed off by the Jedi. And this is why the Jedi are the good guys. I mean, let's be real. Like, why did nobody tell me that? Osha soon finds herself on board Master Soul's ship, receiving a briefing alongside her new teammates from Jedi Knight Yord Fandar, Charlie Barnett. Reluctant to fully commit to herself to the mission, Osha sits herself out of sight in the back of the briefing room, whereupon she makes the acquaintance of Basil, a Tynan tracker who proceeds to take notable issue with the presence of the former Jedi's robotic companion Pip aboard this ship. Following a brief exchange of snarls from Basil and a jet of water from Pip, Osha quickly removes her and her droid from the situation before running to the side of the only person on the ship she knows besides Master Soul, Jedi Padawan Jackie Lon. Unsure of what to make of the encounter, Osha proceeds to ask Jackie, "Who is that?" To which the Jedi positively replies, "That's Basil." Still curious about her new acquaintance, Osha then begins to ask, "Is he?" before correcting herself, "or they with us?" Oh, dear God. Dear mother of God. And you know what I've noticed too, what Disney's starting to do? Disney is starting to force the pronoun shit on non-humanoid creatures. And I think the reason why they do that is so that they can make the argument about, hey, they're not real people, you know, so there's no like forcing ideology or whatever. Like, we're talking about a creature. So when you're talking about a non-humanoid creature, maybe you don't know what they are, so you should call them they or whatever. Like, they try to use that as a means to try to push this pronoun stuff in a more believable state. They did it with Doctor Who as well with the Christmas special, and they're doing it now with this particular episode of Star Wars. So I'm not too surprised, but it's only a matter of time before they always start off small, and then they're going to work their way up to eventually calling people, they, them, or whatever the case may be. They also did it with the Transformers TV show too. If you guys remember, I think Spark was the one that said, hey, I'm non-binary or whatever the fuck, a robot non-binary, which is just, again, the entire thing makes no sense, but we're not exactly in reality here. While this is the first instance of the topic of pronouns has been directly addressed in a live-action Disney Star Wars production, it is not the first time it has been brought up during the franchise's time under the entertainment conglomerate's ownership. In every piece of High Republic era-related media, Disney has made a conscious effort to highlight the pronouns of every character featured throughout the publishing initiative, whether by featuring them in every profile featured in the Star Wars High Republic Character Encyclopedia or in a dialogue exchange between Avar Kriss and Vanestra Rowe in the High Republic series for the Marvel Comics. Now, I mean, listen, it's Marvel Comics, right? So we already know Marvel Comics owned by Disney. They're going to be pushing all this nonsense. This is what modern day American comics are going to be pushing. This is what we've been talking about for a while now. This is why I'm a hardcore advocate for the last 10 years now of manga. Honestly, probably longer than that, but I don't have any manga from my childhood, unfortunately. I wish I did. But still, they're pushing this shit in modern day American comic books, and then they wonder why the industry is as terrible as it is. Sure, money is probably up or stagnant, but unit sales are heavily down because due to inflation, of course, the money's going to look like it's the same, right? But you're not actually growing. You are losing customers left and right. Or now the independent scene is taking over, and that's a whole nother discussion. As noted above, the Acolyte's pronoun awareness was previously teased by Film Threat founder Chris Gore following his own preview screening of the series' first 4 episodes. These first 2 episodes are pretty basic. He recalled to Geeks and Gamers Jeremy Griggs during a June 4th live stream, they get you into the story and the world. Episode 3, I'm warning you now, it is going to completely lose everyone. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Episode 3 even took the normies out of it. This is the big thing that I'm talking about with Star Wars, because they try to make it seem as if people are review bombing the Acolyte. But the funny thing is, you don't have that evidence with any other Star Wars show. And every other Star Wars show has featured girl bosses, has featured gay people, has featured all this shit. So why weren't people review bombing those shows, but they decided to review bomb this show? Those shows were about a 50-50 split, and rightfully so. I mean, you can kind of see where both people stand. But this particular show has even lost about 35% of the people that otherwise would have been on your side. So now you're sitting at a 14-15% when you should have been sitting at about a 40 to 50%. That's usually where the shows sit for Disney Star Wars. So you lost the normies with this, and you don't want to admit that. You essentially went too far, and now you're trying to pretend as if it's everybody else's problem but your own. They completely redefine what the Force is, detailed Gore. You're going to see 2 mothers conceive twins, a bunch of witches it is basically the Jedi turn into the cops and Child Protective Services. It's like the CPS of the galaxy. Once again, reiterating, okay, episode 1 and 2, whatever, it's fine. The critic then revealed, but 3 and 4, get ready for pronouns in Star Wars. It's happening, he added. I'm literally considering having a funeral for Star Wars. Literally get everyone to dress up, wear dark glasses, give eulogies, play organ church music in the background, because after episode 3 of The Acolyte, it will cause a lot of discussion. And guess what? Chris Gore was right, man. That's exactly what it did. This has been a topic of discussion since episode 3. And the show is getting completely destroyed. I really don't know what else to say other than that. Star Wars as a whole, as I've been saying for a while, is down in the gutter, and there's no coming back, man. Disney owns and has destroyed Star Wars. It is what it is. Lucasfilm is not what it was back in the day, and it's never going to return. They have co-opted the TV show, they have taken it over, and now they own the IP to the point where now you either eat this pronoun shit, eat this gay, lesbian, witch shit, or you move on and you find something else. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.